Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. It's Monday again. Seems like it's always Friday and it's always Monday. Like being at home, my days just kind of run into one another, and every morning that I wake up, this is the God's honest truth. Every morning that I wake up, I have to say, wait, what's today? Is like sometimes on Saturdays I think it's like Friday or Tuesday, and sometimes on Mondays I'm like, okay, is it Sunday or is it Monday? So when you don't have to get up and go to work, you literally kind of lose track of days. You just get so caught up doing other things that you're like, okay, Monday I go to work. You know, we all know Monday through Friday you're working, so everybody that's working knows what day of the week it is, and I did that for 36 years, so I had my share. But anyway, I thought I would do a simple everyday go-to healthy makeup look with minimal. I say minimal because I'm not doing a full eye, I'm not doing shadows, I'm not doing liner, I'm not doing a lipstick, I'm not doing like intense products, full glam I should say. I'm using healthy, glowy, dewy products, mostly cream products, but just really focusing on just a pretty simple look. Something that you can pretty much put on every day to go do anything and everything. Like you could totally do this look and pull it off. Let's say you just don't wear makeup in general, so to do this would be like kind of glam. If you're not a makeup wearer and you maybe only wear makeup to like maybe special occasions, dinners, dinner parties, or the opera or whatever, you know, you can just do whatever. Natural skin is pretty too. If you want to just wear no makeup, of course, just do a lot of really good skincare, hydrating products, products with hyaluronic acid, with peptides, just all that stuff that's going to really plump your skin up and just give you a healthy look, a healthy glow without doing almost nothing. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I thought I would just break it up a little bit. A lot of women, like my mom, she doesn't like playing around with a lot of makeup. She said it's very time consuming, and you know, there's just way too many steps to do. This is an easy step, although my video is going to be kind of long because I'm not sure if I'm going to edit it, just because I want to go into detail of what I'm doing and how to achieve it. I don't want to cut parts out. If somebody is like trying to get this look, I don't want to cut steps out, because to be fair, the whole point, and you guys know I suck at editing anyway, so it just gives me an excuse to not edit. But I want to be able to show you guys in real time how you can achieve it. You know, if you make a mistake, what to do. Not let me fix a mistake off camera and you guys don't know, all of a sudden I'm just done and you don't know how I got there. So to achieve this glowy, natural, your skin but better look, I'm going to show you that in this video. So I hope you find it helpful. Grab a snack, grab your brushes, coffee, whatever, tea, and let's get started. So I've already done my skincare. I hydrated the crap out of my skin because in the mornings my skin is just thirsty. It's gone all night. It's kind of like when we don't drink water all night. It's very important to drink water in the morning, or sometimes water upsets people's stomach in the morning, but if you can, sip on some water. Try to get a good amount of water inside of you, because it gets things going, it gets our system, kind of just wakes everything up, all of our organs and stuff. So it's very important to drink water in the morning, if you can at all possible. Try to get as much as you can in. Our skin is the same way. We go all night with nothing on our skin. We're like tossing and turning, rubbing our skin on the pillow, and you know, we don't want any more rubbing and tugging on our skin than we necessarily have to, because obviously our skin loses its elasticity, and we lose collagen. I mean, hence the sagging, the dark circles, I mean, all that stuff. Now this all is like blood vessels and just blood settling around the eyes. I did go in with my jade roller already to depuff. I keep it refrigerated so that so that when I use it, it's nice and cool. And the cold also does take a little bit of the swelling down, puffiness. I did go in with my, I think I told you guys I got this serum, and I'm always picking up serums from Ross or TJ Maxx, and I picked up this rose with collagen and squalene serum, and I put a nice thin layer of this over my entire face. It says 2 to 3 drops. If you know 2 to 3 drops, what I like to do is mix my serums together. Obviously you want to use stuff that goes together. You don't want to use anything that's going to counteract one or the other. But to make it last longer and to get better use out of it, 1 to 2 drops sometimes is just going to like just take care of certain little areas. Like, and you, I mean, you can just feel as you're doing 1 to 2 drops. Now, if you're just tapping it on like this, you know, I mean, parts of your skin are going to get it, but not every part. So what I'll do is I'll take 2 to 3 drops of a serum. If I'm going to add another serum on, or oil, like an oil, rose oil, or hyaluronic acid serums, I'll just put them all on, make my little cocktails, and then I mix them up, and then I just go over the entire face. And I don't really rub, I just really just kind of press in. Tapping under the eye area is really important to do, because you don't want to stretch the skin again under the eyes, because the skin under our eyes is thin, but as we get older it gets thinner. So it's almost like crepe paper, it's just super thin. So keeping this in the, I just want to keep this like a nice healthy, just a healthy look, not really like a full glam or anything, but just keeping it healthy. And I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown cream. This is the hydrating face cream. I really am loving this. It smells yummy. It just makes your skin feel amazing. And when you see people using it, you're like, okay, you know, everything's just for appearances and, you know, just to kind of sell products. And maybe some of the people who use products are like, you know, on a PR list, and they're trying to, you know, get points from that brand or something. But this Bobbi Brown face cream is really amazing. Like, it just feels so good on your skin, and it smells amazing. And again, if you guys don't really know the benefits of like the rose oil or collagen, hyaluronic acid, squalene. I know squalene sounds really weird. Like, squalene sounds like something that you would order at like Red Lobster, like, you know. I think I'll have the squalene, and can I get that with a baked potato with a salad on the side, like no cheese, no tomatoes? Yeah, I'm gonna have the squalene. How would you like your squalene cooked? Just get a nice grill on it. Like, squalene totally sounds like a meat item, a fish item. Okay, let me just, I just want to show you guys something right off the bat. I don't know if you could see like those little pieces of, I don't know if it's skin. It could be the I'm trying to think what I put on, because I did go in with my Kate Somerville. You don't want to add too many products onto your skin. I mean, obviously you want to hydrate your skin, but you don't want to add too many products, because some of these serums turn to, like, if you rub too much, it like some primers, if you rub too much, it leaves like little balls. Like, you don't want that. I don't know what that was. My hands are clean, so I can't imagine what that was. So keeping it minimal makeup and healthy, glowy, dewy, just healthy skin. The Becca under eye corrector is a super hydrating under eye corrector. There are other, obviously, hundreds of others under eye correctors, but you know, I use the It Cosmetics, and I also use the Benefit Boing under eye corrector, and this is a good under eye corrector. It's a little bit hydrating. It's not, I mean, it's actually not as dry as some under eye correctors. This is probably just as hydrating, I have to say, because feeling it and comparing it to the Becca under eye corrector, which I'm almost completely out of, is kind of the same consistency. So you really want a minimal, you know, if you have dark circles, obviously, you want to use a hydrating. If you have a dry under eye, you really want to use a hydrating. I'm going to use the Becca under eye corrector on one side and the Benefit Boing on the other side, and I'm going to use it with my fingers today because I just want to get the naturalist, healthiest looking base. And you want to go in with minimal product. Obviously, the thinner, the more hydrating the product, the less heaviness and cakiness you're going to get. So I'm going to go on the left side with the Benefit, and I'm going to just tap it right where I have the darkness, and I have it like right under the lash line, as you can see. And I just use the smallest amount, and I use the heat from my finger. A lot of times it's good to do, even if you're doing your concealer, to use your finger because it's got some heat and it's going to just help that just melt into your skin. So I just used the smallest amount, and that was the Benefit. Now I'm going to go in with the Becca using the smallest amount, and I'm going to do the same on this side. This is a little bit more brightening than the Benefit, but it does a great job at just toning down the darkness. Doesn't really take it away completely, but when you go in and add your concealer, obviously it's going to conceal a little bit better if you have it corrected. You could tell this side's a little bit brighter, not much. Now there's some shadows, as you can see, like, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I can see it here where I just feel like it's really dark right here. The right side isn't as dark, but I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the Benefit, just the tiniest amount, and just tap it right in that hollow of my eye. And a lot of times it is just a shadow from the hollow. So sometimes it's just not necessarily the darkness, as it is just a hollow, like a shadow. Just gonna take whatever's left over and just tap it on my eyelid, because I do have a lot of darkness on my eyelids as well. I hate when I don't get all the mascara off my eyelashes and the little pieces fall onto my skin. That's very annoying. So I'm going to, I believe what I'm going to do is, I was going to go in with my e.l.f. hydrating, illuminating putty primer, luminous putty primer. It is a little bit hydrating. If you've tried the other e.l.f. primer, I think. Now everybody said it was like a dupe for the Tatcha. There's no such thing as dupes, as you guys know. There's obviously products that are the same. I've said this a million times, that unless it's the exact same formula, it's not a dupe. So I really, really hate when people say, I found a dupe for this, or I found a dupe for that. It's just something similar. It's not a dupe, but a lot of people said that this was like, it's like a pinkish purple, that this was a dupe for this is the Poreless Putty Primer, and it definitely feels different than the Tatcha. The Tatcha Silk Canvas is really hydrating, and look at how it looks like I made a heart. It smells so good. But this is super hydrating. This e.l.f. Poreless Primer, Putty Primer, it has a light scent. It's definitely a different consistency. It definitely feels different on the skin. They came out with these new ones, and this is the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer. And this is a little bit, it's cool to the touch. It's a little more water-based, and it's supposed to be like a, just give you like a luminous appearance. I don't know. I'm gonna just put it like where I want a little more luminosity. Just kind of like the high points and where the light hits. When you're turning your head, like the light hits like here, the light hits up here, the light hits right here on the sides of your nose. Of course, right there if you're going head on. You know, it's a good primer. I just hate the fact that people say there's dupes, because there's really not. There's things that look like it, maybe smell a little bit like it, but unless the ingredients are the exact same, it's not a dupe. It's not a dupe, okay? I'm gonna go in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. This has an SPF of 50, and I have mine in the shade medium. Now, I kind of go back and forth with light medium because I have all the other CC creams that are, I think I have 2 that are light and 1 that's medium, but it looks dark. I don't know if you can see on camera. It almost looks dark, but it really doesn't go on that dark. And it's super hydrating. This is probably one of the most hydrating foundations for, I love this for mature skin. You guys know how I feel about IT Cosmetics, that it's geared more towards mature skin. And I'm gonna just squeeze some on my little palette instead of putting it on the back of my hand. I ordered these little palettes from Amazon, and I'm just loving it because I don't have to put it on the back of my hand, and sometimes I forget to wash it off. So I'm gonna just go in with this e.l.f. brush. This is just a flawless face brush, and it's not super dense. It's kind of in between, so it gives you like a nice flawless, well, I mean, it does say flawless face brush, so we're gonna go ahead and just put that on with this brush, just to give it more of a soft blended appearance. Super hydrating, like you could immediately feel like the hydration in the foundation. Like you can see it obviously how luminous it looks. My mirror needs to be switched around. Don't forget to take it down, because you don't want to be that lady in the line at Sam's or TJ Maxx, anywhere. You don't want to be anywhere in line with somebody looking on the side of you and you've got this orange cut off. It's not cute. Now obviously we're just focusing on skin today. We're not focusing on like an eye look or anything like that, because I just want to give my skin just a nice, pretty, healthy base. And what better product to use than IT Cosmetics? I should have used the IT Cosmetics color corrector. I could have also gone in with no foundation and just gone in with the Bye Bye Redness. This is one of my favorites. It's a super thick consistency. I hope it never dries up, because this is like pretty pricey. Great, I got some on my nail and I don't want to waste it, so I'm gonna put it on my brush. Yeah, but the color corrector, actually this is pretty hydrating also. I really love It Cosmetics. Like, I am just team It Cosmetics. If you haven't tried It Cosmetics, try it. Try it. I've got 2 pimples right here, and I keep forgetting to put tea tree oil on them. I'm using clean brushes because obviously I need to wash brushes, but I'm not using dirty brushes. I have so many brushes that I'm really gonna have a job to do when I wash brushes, because I'll just grab clean ones and then just let my dirty ones sit. But you don't want to put dirty brushes on, and I know it's like it's just your skin that you're putting it on, in some cases, most cases, but oil and moisture, dust like that comes through your air vents, like, and your brushes are sitting out in the open, you do get a lot of bacteria, and if there's moisture and then you've got stuff coming through the vents, like all that stuff is sticking to your brushes. And then you're putting it on your skin. So I think if we looked at it through a microscope, it would be pretty scary. Probably see a bunch of little, like, are they called barnacles? Is that what it is? Like these little tiny parasites? Another little tiny pimple right there. I guess you just don't ever stop breaking out. Like, you would think like at a certain age you would just stop, but I don't want to stop getting a pimple here and there, because then that means I'm getting old and dry and crusty, and I don't want to do that. Like, I'm trying to take care of my skin, and you know, what you put in your body makes a difference also. What you're eating, what you're drinking, vitamins, stress. Stress also causes a lot of wrinkles. If you're frowning a lot, squinting, that causes wrinkles. I hate when there's still product left, so I'm gonna try to just disperse it without making anything cakey. Just kind of go over, give it a once over. Maybe some little spots. I'm sure there's a little spot somewhere that I missed. And I am gonna color my hair, so you know, I told you guys that a couple times. I am gonna color my hair. My hair stylist was on a cruise. What's today's date? She's supposed to be back on the 17th, so today, I think, right? So I'm gonna call and get in. Although I did buy some hair dye myself. I don't know if I told you guys that I went to Ross yesterday, and I think I said this, they had the Feria. That's a pretty expensive brand. I mean, it's not like top notch, but it's a pretty expensive brand. They had the Feria black, because I do black in the winter. It's like a black violet, and they had it for $3.99 a box, and it's regularly like $10, 10 or more dollars. Okay, I think we spent an hour on my foundation, but I mean, that's what we're focusing on today, is our skin. And just looking healthy and dewy and glowy and not dry and cakey, and less is more, yada yada yada. Oh, I do like the Bobbi Brown color corrector too. This is a little bit drier though. I'm trying to think of a concealer to use so that we are not cakey. Now, I do have the Bye Bye Under Eye, the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. Sorry. This is a little bit on the creamier side, so I think what I'm going to do, because I do want to... Darn, I should have used my IT Cosmetics Hydrating Primer, and I didn't. Wait, is this hydrating? Well, it's oil-free. Again, IT Cosmetics, you're not going to go wrong with any product from IT Cosmetics. I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of this concealer, and I'm going to just squeeze a little bit because this concealer is a little bit on the creamier side, but I'm going to use it. Now, I did forget to prime my under eye with my Smashbox primer. The prevents creasing. I mean, it decreases the amount of creasing. It doesn't prevent creasing, but it's a photo finish hydrating under eye primer base, and it just does, it really does decrease the amount of creasing, and I didn't do that, so it's too late. We're just gonna go with it. Kind of go right there in the corner where I get a lot of darkness, and I just use the tiniest amount, and I'm just lightly going under my eye and then just kind of dragging it down so that it blends in with my foundation. Minimal. Less is more today. I'm gonna just take what's left on the brush onto my eyelid, just to prime my lid a little bit. You know, I like to use my Urban Decay or the Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, but keeping it hydrated. And IT Cosmetics now, I could have used my IT Cosmetics brush. It is a little denser. This is a really good brush. I love it. It was definitely $32 for this brush, but it's definitely a really good brush. Super dense, and it's kind of slanted, so it gets in like those sides of your nose and those areas. It's a really good brush. Again, anything IT Cosmetics is like 5 stars. Okay, so I think I did a good job at pretty much color correcting and covering any redness or any imperfection that I could tell from where I'm sitting. I don't know how it looks on camera, but we will see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just tap under my eye just to make sure that it's nice and pressed in. My finger's gonna kind of blend out, pick up any product that doesn't need to be there, just to prevent under eye creasing, your concealer settling in your fine lines. And we don't want to use a lot of powder on our skin because it kind of defeats the whole purpose. But I am going to have to lightly set my under eye with a little bit of powder, and just because it's just something that I have to do. I'm going to lightly set my eyelids because, again, it's just something I have to do because I have mature skin. So gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? So I think I'm gonna use this Ciate London setting powder. and I got this in my BoxyCharm. It's a super finely milled, like this is super finely milled. You know I love my Laura Mercier, but I mean I love my Too Faced setting powder. The peach powder smells amazeballs, but I'm just going to use this because it's so finely milled. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my damp sponge, and I'm just literally going to shake off all the excess, like all the excess. And I'm going to start from the outer to the inner. I'm just pressing lightly, going back and forth, outer to inner. And the reason we go outer to inner, boys and girls, does anybody remember? Because we don't want the majority of the product to sit right here. So when you're taking powder and you're starting right here, that's where the bulk of it's going to sit. So you want to go outer to inner, and you want to start with less because you can always go in with a little bit more. When you see people, oh, this drives me crazy, it drives me nuts. They got a pretty base, nice and glowy and dewy, and then they go in and they pack this whole thing with powder, and it's just, when they bake, it just really defeats the whole purpose of even putting a base down. I mean, you might as well just spot conceal and just powder, get a big powder puff, a glove, and just hit your face with powder, because it totally takes away the whole look of your matte, your dewy look, whatever look you're going for, because your powder is completely changing the look of your base. Like, totally changing it. I mean, I know it's like the YouTube thing to do, the Instagram thing to do, but come on, realistically, do some real makeup. I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying that they don't work hard and they're not good at what they do, but the amount of powder that they go in with is ridiculous. Like, ridiculous. Outer to inner. Outer to inner. And you can see that it just took a little bit of that shine away, but it doesn't look dry and cakey. Now I'm going to go on the sides of my nose lightly, because I mean, that's, you know, it looks like we have a pocket right here, and that's why I like to set the sides of my nose. So you can see it diminishes that a little bit. I mean, we have to be real, like this is our real skin, so I mean, some things just aren't going to go away, but and I don't want to take away the dewiness, the glowy. I'm just going to take whatever product I have left on this, in this cap. I didn't put very much in there, and I'm going to just tap it on my nose and right here. Literally just tapping it lightly. So you still have the glowy, dewy look, and you don't look over powdered. I did forget to set my eye, so I'm going to lightly, this is so finely milled that when you go to just tap it, like it just pours out like no other. I am going to use on my eyelid, let me blend some of that out. I'm going to use this little fluffy Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to tap a little bit of that off, and then I'm going to just lightly set, because you get a little crease right here if I don't set. Obviously, depending on what I'm using, because I used a concealer, and again, you know how I feel about priming your eyelids with concealer. It's gonna crease, and then people are like, oh my god, I just can't believe how much it's creasing, like it's so frustrating. Well, it's because you're using a concealer to prime your eyes. Okay, you're not using a eyeshadow primer. Eyeshadow primer. Hello, let's get with the program. So okay, I'm not going to use a any powder for my eyeshadow. I am actually just going to do a light, just a pretty light creamy, and I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Brilliant Eyes And I have this in the shade Blush Jewel. It's just a really pretty pinky, metallic-y kind of shade. And I'm just going to put that on my mobile lid, not being super careful because I'm going to blend it. And then I am going to go in with this, it's just an Ulta brush, it's just kind of like a little flat blending brush. And I'm going to just kind of lightly blend that, pull that upward. Just kind of just blending it, literally just blending it out. Just to give it a nice, pretty shimmer. Again, without looking like I tried too hard or added too much, and it's just like, wow, like your skin just looks so pretty. Your shadow is like almost not there, but it's there. And it's just such a pretty, classy, no makeup but makeup, you know, your skin but better. And it's just pretty. It's just like a blushy color. It's not anything, you know, over the top. And I think I'm going to use a cream contour. Did I grab a cream contour? I don't think I did. Let me grab my cream contour and my cream highlight because I'm trying to use cream products today. So let me just grab that. Well, my clicker's not working per usual. Man, my little remote control has a mind of its own, I'm telling you. So I'm going to go in with some cream contour. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Super Stay Multi-Use. This is a foundation stick, but I'm actually using it as a contour. And it does come with the little sponge, which, I don't know. I guess I could try it. I usually don't use little sponges like that come on products, and I just have it in the shade. I just like to go with a darker shade if I'm going to use a foundation for a bronzer. I can't see the shade on there, but it's this shade, just a little darker, not too dark. And I'm going to just bronze, super creamy, so a little goes a long way. We don't want to look too dark. There's the train. Can you hear it? It sounds so loud when I'm sitting here, so I'm like always afraid like that you guys can't hear me. Shrinking the jawline. Shrinking my chin so I don't look like the Wizard of Oz witch. Taking a little bit on the sides of my nose. Can you hear that train? It's like so long-winded. I think when it honks like for a really long time, I think it's because somebody's like close to the track. You know, there's those people like you wonder how did that car get hit by a train? Or how did that car get stuck on the train track? Like, if you try to beat those arms that go down, that is the most dangerous thing because you really don't know how fast that train is going. Like, you literally can't tell. I'm not going to add any more, I guess I could use the right end. I'm not going to add any more bronzer. I'm going to start off using this little sponge and see how well it works, but okay. Well, it works, but I think I added too much bronzer. So we're going to have to, let's see, we'll make it work. I don't want to look like a Oompa Loompa. That's not the look I'm going for. Okay, so I don't want to do everything that I just did. So what I'm going to do is blend it with this. I have an idea. I have a plan. Okay. plan A doesn't work, go with plan B. Always have a plan B. Now you don't want to mix bronzer up with contour. Contour shades are a little grayer and a little more ashy. Bronzer is just a little more golden, a little more cool tone. I almost don't want to use it right here, but now I'm going upward because you want to go upward with your bronzer. You don't want to come down on your face because you just don't want to come down because it's going to totally drag your cheek down. So I'm going to just get that blending started and then I'm going to go on with my plan. Okay, I know it looks like I have a mess on my face, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with that, where's the foundation brush that I was just using? Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to go in with, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of smear that's left on this palette and I'm going to just take it on that brush. And then I'm going to tap it out on my hand, just tap off any excess, and then I'm going to just lightly blend that bronzer out. When in doubt, blend that bronzer out. Ooh, Sorry, just, you know, being random. So you just take that foundation brush and it will just pick up any excess that you really don't want there without just totally blowing the whole look. Because you do have a little bit of foundation still to blend with, but it also picks up a little bit of the product. Now it could just be the lighting, which is why it looked like so much to me, so you may not see what I'm seeing, or you might. Okay, I think I got it good. Now you noticed I didn't do any highlighting on my eyes or my nose or here or here. How bad do I want to do that? Really bad, but I'm not going to because that's not what we're doing today, okay? Now I'm going to go in with my Paradise highlight kit. I got this from Shop Hush when Shop Hush was, I wish Shop Hush would come back. Like, I just want Shop Hush to come back. And if it's back, can you guys let me know? Because I still have the app, but I can't seem to log on. So I don't know if they're still a thing. But this is from Bad Habit. And I think Bad Habit still has. I'm going to check. I'll let you guys know. Amazing palettes. Highlight palettes, eyeshadow palettes. I have so many of them. And they even come with mirrors. Like, they're bougie, you know. And this was like, I want to say, I think I want to say like $6 or $7. I could be wrong, but so you get like a cream highlight, and then you get like obviously this is like a highlight, but I like to use it as a blush. And then you get like this powder golden champagne, and then just kind of like an iridescent highlight. But what I like to do is I like to take my finger and I like to go into the cream highlight and just tap that on my high points, obvi. And it's pretty subtle, but it's, let me show you what it does. Like, you really wouldn't think that it's, like, this is a really good highlight. It's one of my favorite. Okay, it's kind of subtle, can't really see it too much. You don't want to bring your highlight down here because then it looks like you have a fat pocket right here. So that's what happens if you put too much highlight too low. And I kind of already have like a circle right there, so the last thing I want to do is emphasize that and make it look like I have a fat pocket. I mean, I wished I had fat pockets, you know? Money in the bank, rubber band rolls. Okay, so I am going to take a little bit of this highlight, not concealer highlight, and I'm going to just place it right where the light hits. When you turn your head, where does the light hit? Right there and right there. Take a tiny, tiny bit right here, because what I'm going to do here in a second, I'll show you. Take a little tiny bit on my Cupid's bow. I'm going to take the tiniest amount right here. Just a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this, it's called White Sands, the shade right here, the White Sands. And I'm going to go in with this fan brush. Tapping off any excess, and I'm going to just lightly go over where I just put that cream highlight. And as you can see, it amped it up a little, like, you can already see it like right up in here. It looks kind of just shiny, sheen, not really like shiny, but just a sheen, not too much. Bring it around, do-si-do your partner, bring it around, take a little tiny bit right here. Again, it just highlights where the light hits. Tiny bit. And then what I like to do, I'm going to go into this, it's called Resting Beach Face. Yeah. I think I have a resting beach face. Like, sometimes people would be like, what's wrong? Like, why are you mad? I'm like, no, why? You look mad, and it's like, wow, I was smiling. I like to put it on my, if they're exposed, I like to put it like on my collarbones or the back of my neck, you know, just like, why not? And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this, it's called Mai Tai, and I'm going to take a stippling brush just so that it's not too much, and I'm going to tap into that Mai Tai. It's a little bit of a shimmery blush. Normally you don't want a shimmery blush, or I don't, but with this look I do want a little bit of a shimmer, not too much. And I don't really smile like that and do it, because then my cheek comes down and then I have blush down here. So again, you don't want it too much on the balls of your cheeks, but you want it to kind of blend in with your highlight and your bronzer. Lightly on your cheek. Just so it just looks like you have just a kiss, a sun kiss. And then I like to take some of it on my forehead, because that's where the sun hits. Where does the sun hit on us? It hits on our foreheads, it hits down here, because those are the things that are just most exposed. and then you have just a pretty glowy, dewy, natural, sun-kissed, not too much eyeshadow. I'm obviously going to do my brows. I am probably going to put on some lashes, but I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to do eyeliner or anything. I'm going to just keep it like this. It's going to be really hard for me because I like to, once I start, I like to keep going, but I just want to show you just what a healthy, glowy, dewy look. And this is not grease. This is not oil. This is just product. This is just hydration of moisturizing and hydrating your skin, and then just going in with a real good, healthy, hydrating foundation, hydrating concealers, minimal powder, cream blushes. So I could have used a cream blush. I should have used my ColourPop cream blush, but I didn't, so you know, kind of mad at myself about that. But cream highlight, and it just looks healthy to me. It looks really fresh, like I just came from the spa. Can we all agree? It just looks super, super from a glow from within. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will come back after I've got my brows on, and or maybe I won't. I'm not going to. Just leave it all to the imagination. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. And if you want to see me do other videos like this, again, any products you want to see me review, makeup looks, first impressions, story times, let me know. Leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down below. Give this video a like if you liked it, if you found it helpful. Just give me that big thumbs up. And yeah, share my videos, share my channel with your friends and family, your grandmas, because this is a mature skin channel, not focused on mature skin specifically, but I do address a lot of mature skin because let's be real, I have mature skin. I'm not going to say aging skin, I just have mature skin because I'm mature. I'm not immature. I'm mature. It doesn't mean I'm an old lady. It just means that I'm wise.